In this video, we are going to reveal the top 10 cheapest places to live or retire, as well as why we believe these are the finest locations to consider. It is not just for retirees. It is also for people who want to live somewhere so cheap that they do not have to work. There are now millions of people who move to a low cost of living nation each year in order to retire or become a digital nomad, and the prospect of relocating abroad to live on a budget is more alluring than ever. A lot of individuals leave high living costs behind by moving abroad to retire or become a digital nomad. They are not only low cost, they're also high value destinations where you can get a lot of value for your money with a decent standard of living. If you came from Canada, the United States, Australia, or any other country, you should be able to cut your costs by at least half. The average cost of living for a single person in each of these countries varies from $800 to $1,300. But it all depends on your lifestyle and place of residence. Food, transportation, housing, mortgage payments, and medical treatment are other expenses that may vary significantly according on the country you live in. Number 10. Cambodia. Cambodia is a country in the southeast of Asia that has ancient temples, royal palaces, and gorgeous beaches. Its capital, Phnom Penh, is a bustling metropolis full of high-rises, luxury shopping malls, and elegant restaurants. Fortunately, this city, as well as the rest of the nation, offer low living costs. In Cambodia, rent is extremely cheap. In Phnom Penh, you may rent a Western-style apartment for as little as $300 to $400 a month. It is even cheaper in some other popular destinations like Battambang. Overall, it is a bargain destination since it shares borders with Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. Number 9. Colombia. Colombia is a South American country that straddles the Pacific and Caribbean seaboards, as well as the Andes and Amazon River basins. It is a nation with more beautiful, dramatic, and varied sights than almost any other, and Colombia has lovely places where you can live comfortably on modest money. Consider this: you can live here comfortably on $1,000 to $2,000 per month for utilities, including water, electricity, and garbage service. The national average for an apartment in both the central city districts and the suburbs is less than $270 per month. Number 8. France. First things first, let us start with France. Although not as well known as other cities in the world, Paris is much more than just a tourist destination. Because it costs almost 10 times more to live there than the rest of the country, New York City may be compared to Paris. So why would you want to migrate here? First and foremost, it is France. If you enjoy art, history, wine, people, cheese, and bragging to your friends that you live in France, it is worth considering moving here. In France, you may take as much time off as you want. If you must work in your retirement, working is not terrible here. You get 5 weeks of paid vacation, which is typical. Another thing that is normal is a 35-hour job week. None of this absurdly long hour. The rent for a 3-bedroom house that will cost between $700 and $1,000 per month, with utilities likely running around $100 each month throughout the summer and $160 during the winter. The good news is that you can find a job in Paris. The bad news is that it may be difficult to make friends. The French do not care for Americans much, and you frequently lend your talks to Pierre. Number 7. Vietnam. Unfortunately, many people still think Vietnam is a dangerous country. It is not, in fact, as hazardous as the United Kingdom or South Korea. If a location has an unsavory history, it may stick with us for decades after the Vietnam War has passed away. There is not much of a presence from big American businesses such as Nike and Mattel in that area, since they relocate a lot of manufacturing staff there to oversee the process and reside there for several years. It is not important where you go in Vietnam, as long as you can get by on approximately $1,500 per month. That is living comfortably, not scraping by. You do not have to live in the woods. You may reside in large cities and still survive on around $1,500 per month. For most people, we would rate healthcare of Vietnam and English language skills as excellent. The major problem for most individuals is heat, humidity, and bugs. Number 6. Spain. Spain is one of the most popular countries in Europe for people wanting to live and retire overseas. Beaches, spectacular cities, colorful festivals, and sunshine nearly everywhere are just a few of the advantages of living in Spain, which is due to its low cost of living. A good number of people consider that $2,000 a month or less is an acceptable level for a single individual to live comfortably, and many fruits and vegetables cost €1 per kilo or less, and the quality is excellent in larger cities, with greater tourist traffic such as Madrid or Barcelona. The cost of living is far lower than other important European and United States cities. If you're buying Spanish property, the average cost per square meter in Barcelona is approximately €4,500 to €6,000. Here is another interesting bit of information. Spain has a golden visa program. You can obtain residency documents more quickly. For investors who invest at least $600,000 in real estate in Spain, the program makes it easier to get residence papers. That is quite unusual. Opal Lumpas or anything comparable are not seen anywhere, but you do get to reside in Spain. Number 5. Mexico. Mexico is always among the top retirement destinations. With more North American expats than any other country in the world, the people will charm you. The natural beauty will seduce you, and the extraordinarily low cost of living will entice you to stay wherever you go in Mexico. Mexico is a fantastic country to visit and live in. It has some stunning locations where you can live that are not only affordable but also very safe, with a low cost of living depending on where you land in the nation. Food, rent, healthcare. The vast majority of accommodation of Mexico options are inexpensive, whether you live with roommates or alone. The closer you are to the city center or the beach, the more expensive it becomes. Many couples live a very comfortable life for $1,500 to $2,000 per month, despite the fact that Mexico is cheap. Number 4. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is regarded as one of the most secure and pleasant places to live in Central America, and it welcomes people from all around the world with open arms. Expats are drawn to Costa Rica for a variety of reasons, including its low cost of living, excellent healthcare, beautiful beaches, rainforests, and cool mountains. Many families seek education system of the country as well. If you ever get a chance and are going to cruise through the Panama Canal from San Diego or Los Angeles, Costa Rica will probably be a stop along the way. In Costa Rica, a couple could live on $1,500 per month for expenses including housing, transportation, food, and medical costs. The typical local wage is about $750, so that is typically the absolute lowest you can expect for locals. Number 3. Ecuador. Growing up in the Redondo Beach and Torrance areas of Southern California, there are a large community of Ecuadorian people who originated from two families that arrived there in the 1930s. Ecuador is one of the finest retirement havens in years, located in the northwestern corner of South America and bordered by Colombia to the north, Peru to the south and east, and the Pacific Ocean to the west. At local markets, you can typically purchase a lot more for your money. It is difficult to carry more than $15 worth of fruits and veggies across town because of how cheap they are. A Pacific Coast beach may be purchased for less than $150,000. An apartment in the city will cost between $80 and $450 each month. Ecuador is quickly becoming a popular choice for retirees and digital nomads, as well as those seeking for a moderate climate and a high standard of living, including excellent medical care and cultural experiences. Most people who come to Ecuador settle in its capital city of Quito or Salinas, a seaside town with miles of modern condo complexes along the beachfront and trendy eateries that welcome visitors from all over the world. Number 2. Portugal. Portugal has a sliver of land as well as an interior appeal that transports you back in time. People are nice and polite. The low cost of living is a major incentive for individuals looking to reside in Portugal, whether in the capital Madrid or elsewhere throughout the country, one of the loveliest cities of Europe. Portugal is well known for its cuisine, attractive beaches, and laid-back lifestyle, as well as moderate living costs. Despite the fact that expenses of living in its major cities like Lisbon and Porto are high, many regions of the country allow you to live comfortably with low budget. In Portugal, a two-person couple may live comfortably on about $2,200 per month. For a lunch for two at an inexpensive restaurant, you'll pay double that for a mid-range eatery. A one-bedroom rental will set you back around $600 per month in cities. Outside of the city center, expect to pay roughly $450 for utilities. Utilities cost about $100 each and internet usage is around $27 per month. In your ideal location in Portugal, there is romance, culture, and adventure. Although property prices in Portugal are lower than the European average, because of its greater population, it has a larger demand for housing. While the majority of retirees prefer to rent a home, many choose to buy a house in Portugal, and if you're looking for an exciting journey, you can also pick up and move to the Azores Islands or Madeira. Number 1. Malaysia. Malaysia is known for its beaches, islands, and rainforests. It is a fantastic destination to visit for a week, whether as a tourist or not. Many people relocate there, and it should also be recognized for its low-cost living and kind inhabitants. Malaysia is not governed by English. However, it appears to be the official language. Malaysia is a beautiful country, and you'll probably never get bored of seeing or doing things. Signs are also in English most of the time, so that helps you discover all of these great places to visit. The cost of living is low, and rent for a couple can live comfortably on about $1,700 per month. Malaysia has everything a prospective expatriate could desire, including rainforests, islands, and beaches that are popular with tourists. It is also a great location for families or groups of 6 or more people who are on a budget and would like to dine out in a wonderful local restaurant for less than $6 per person, including beer. The climate of Malaysia means that fruit and vegetables may be harvested all year round, making it an ideal place for visitors seeking to retire in a tropical paradise.